Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time joining me, thank you so much. I'm so very glad that you're here. Today we're doing another reverse color along, and this time it's from Enchanted Forest, and we're going to color this page. So meet me on the other side and we'll get started. And here we go. For those of you that are joining me for the first time, you're probably going, what in the heck is a reverse color along? So reverse color along is something that I do on my channel where instead of like a traditional color along where maybe I start with a completely uncolored page and we color the entire page together throughout the course of the video, I do the opposite. We're going to start out with a completed page, and I'm going to kind of reconstruct it or help you reconstruct it by using what I call my cheat sheet here. So with my cheat sheet, what I'm doing is I'm providing you with the pencils and the combinations and all the information that you need to get the same combinations on this page here. So with these cheat sheets, what I do is I offer these as a completely free download to you in my Ko-fi account. So I will leave a link below in the description of this video so you don't have to stop the video, write anything down. I will also provide you guys with a chart with pencil conversions for 6 different brands. This brand that I'm using on this page here is the Prismacolor set of 150. And I can't do all the brands. I can't convert all the pencils, but the 6 that I have are the ones that people ask for most frequently. So I hope that's helpful to you. So what we'll do real quick is let me walk you through this page and my thought process and how I approach this page, and then we will get started. And I won't leave you hanging. I will, when I do the reverse color alongs, I do walk you through. We color each of these combos together, usually on the facing page. So you'll see kind of how I did that. And then we'll talk about the distress ink as well. Okay, so with that, let's get started. This is page, I believe, 46. So it is from the Enchanted Forest book, and I'm counting page 1 as this page. You can see I've really beat up on it and tested a lot of color combos with it. I hope that doesn't offend y'all. I know so many of you love coloring the panel page, but I usually beat it up a little bit. So that being page 1, this should be page 46. However, my disclaimer is that a lot of the time in these Johanna books, the pages fall out. So I don't think any pages have fallen out of this one. So if there have been any that have, it will be around page 46. So I'm just going to kind of throw that out there. It could be more, it could be less. I don't know. I'm in my later half of my 50s, so maybe I don't count as accurately as I used to. Okay, so how did I approach this page? So this page, I wanted something to look sort of magical because this is an Enchanted Forest book. And I wanted lots of pinks, and of course aqua is my favorite color, so I wanted to figure out a way to incorporate all of that. So what I did, you can see here, and Johanna usually does a really good job with this, it's a very symmetrical tree. So for a leaf I have on this side, I have it on this side. So if I colored this leaf with the pink combo, I went ahead and also colored the opposite leaf in the same combo to keep it symmetrical as you look at it. I did use a lot of, excuse me, white Posca or gel pen on this page. I normally try to not use so much because I have a tendency to over Posca my pages if I just keep going and go too far. So I had to sort of restrain myself. But I tried to do like a little dots up here at the top as if the tree is emitting these magical little fairy lights or whatever you might want to think that is. And then I did, I outlined the tree branches that are sort of different and swinging below the tree in the white Posca. And then I just added like little dot elements throughout here just to sort of trick it up a little bit, some highlight lines, things like that. So you could be as creative as you want. You could follow my lead if you want, but I think it adds a little bit of the magic to the page. I also have some embellishments down here on some of the leaves, things like that. Okay, so when I went into this, I did do the background at the end. I will leave a link to how to do a distress ink background after you've colored the page if you haven't seen that already. It's really easy. I just stamp over everything. I don't have to mask any of the line art doing it this way. And I'm using colors that are lighter than what's on the page here, so it's not really tainting or changing the color of these lighter colors I have maybe on these outside leaves. I wasn't sure when I started this. I kind of wanted a pink background. And then as I started looking at it, I thought that the green just sort of fit better. So I know that these have been my go-to distress ink background colors, you know, lately, but I think it kind of offsets the purpley pink. So green and purple, they're complementary colors on the color wheel, things like that. So that's sort of where my head was. The tree trunk itself is solid. You can see here I've got sepia as the brown. So all of the branches, most of the branches are a solid sepia. Otherwise, you can see here, this is a cream, moss green, and sepia combo. So I gave it sort of a striping effect, like here. So I kind of went every other branch, got the combo, and every other branch besides that got the straight up sepia. Yeah, and I think that's it. So what we'll do, let me get a few colored pencils, and we'll start out with this pink combo here on the facing page and go from there. So here's the pink combo we're going to use. So you'll need your white, mulberry, and sepia pencils. Excuse me. One thing I will say is the black is not in any of these combos. So really, I just use the black. And I failed to mention this earlier. I tend to, and this is a personal preference, I like to go back over the line art with black because when I color over it with my Prismacolor pencils, they get sort of that waxy color and you lose the integrity of the original illustration line. So I will go in and just sort of reinforce that line, but do that carefully. It's real easy to, you know, get into your art or things like that if you go too fast. So we're gonna start out with this pink combo here. Let me come over to this page. Let me see if I can zoom in. And maybe we'll do one of these leaves over here. Or actually, let me do this right here. I'm gonna do this little birdhouse looking thing here. Some of these leaves are a little small. So what I'm doing is I start out with the mulberry and I'm coloring this entire section. And I'm just doing it real light. And I'm doing the whole thing. So you would do the whole leaf like this. And I'm just gonna color over that little dot because I don't care. I probably won't color this page. And then I will take, the sepia and add a little bit of the sepia down here. I'm going kind of light, and I'm kind of going up the edges. So on the leaf, I might go up the outline of the leaf a little bit. But I'm getting it dark enough and sloppy enough to see that there's like a dark brown. Then I'm going to take my mulberry and go back over that. And you can see now how you still really see that mulberry, but it just sort of darkens that little area just a little bit to give it that definition or that different shade down at the bottom. Then I'm going to go a little lighter as I get up to the top because that's where we're going to put our white down in a little bit. So I'm doing this super fast, not real careful here. And then what I'll do is I'll bring in the white, and the white will just kind of smear that pink around up at the top. Now, if you want more white than this pink that you're getting up at the top, you can color this up here a lot lighter, or you can make this part a lot darker to really emphasize how light that is up there. And again, I could come in here with the sepia and really just kind of make that a little darker. And then I'll just blend out this line here with the white. But that is the first color combo, which is this white, mulberry, and sepia that you see. It's probably my favorite combo I colored. My favorite color combo I colored all over the place. I had to try to pace myself because I wanted to use it everywhere. So that's color combo 1. I will be right back and we'll do color combo 2. Color combo 2 is going to be this cream, moss green, and sepia combo, and you see it everywhere, and I love it because it kind of neutralizes the pinks and purples and blues, and it sort of goes with the brown. So you'll see it all over the page in a lot of different places, not just on the leaves, but also, as we talked about earlier, down in the actual trunks of the tree. Trunks, there's only one trunk. You know what I mean. So you'll see it all over the place. So with that said, let me come over here and I'll try to color maybe this leaf right here. Sorry, these leaves are a lot smaller than on the opposite page. That's why before I picked this really big thing right here. So again, this is going to be the cream, moss green, and sepia combo. So why don't we color this one over here? So I'm going to start out with some cream at the top, a little opposite of how we did the pink. And then I will take the moss green. The moss green I'll bring all the way down, but I'm just going kind of light up here, but preserving the cream. And then sepia. And again, I always like to kind of bring out that curved, I like to emphasize the curvature of the leaf with the darker color there. So now I'll use the moss green and go back over all of that. Isn't that pretty? I just fell in love with this combo once I figured it out. And again, going super light up here. And then I'll take the cream, and I'm going to bring the cream down over the moss green. And that's what gives it that really pretty color. And I might, yeah, I'm just coloring over the whole leaf at that point. When I have a decorative element like this, I would take the sepia or the darkest color over it. But you can see here, isn't that beautiful? But that gets us the same as, you know, these greens over here and all over the page. But that is a very anchored combo. So that pink and that green, those are some of the main combos that you'll see. So with that, let me get my supplies and we will do color combo 3. The next combo we will do is white, electric blue, light aqua, and mulberry. So it's a 4 pencil combo. And you'll see that on these big leaves right here, white, electric blue, light aqua, and mulberry. So let's find something over here on this page. Why don't we do some of these leaves? I don't know why that reminds me of a clump of bananas. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit. Okay, we'll see if that works. So what I'm going to do here is I definitely put the white down first. Oh, sorry, hang on. That white still has some pink on it from the combo before. So let me get that off of there. Okay, so maybe we'll do this leaf here. So start out with the white. And then the electric blue is it's lighter than the way the lead looks. So put down the electric blue. And then the aqua. And then the mulberry is at the bottom. Now if I didn't take aqua over the mulberry, it would look very pink, but I want it to be purpley. So what I will do is now bring that aqua all the way over the mulberry, and you see how now it takes on a more purplish hue. And then we'll take the electric blue. We're going to go super light up in the white. And now, uh-oh, my page is sliding. Sorry, guys. I'm going to take the white and smear all of that. Now I've lost some of the aqua in here, so let me add more aqua. But y'all get the idea, right? So you can see here, it's a real simple 4-color combo. White, electric blue, aqua, down to mulberry. If you don't want to use the electric blue and you wanted to just go white into the aqua blue, let me show you what that could look like. Oops. I have this book propped up and it's hitting my light stand, so it's right there. So I apologize for the book slipping a little bit as I color here. Okay, so now we'll take the aqua over that mulberry, get that purpley color. And then we'll come up into the aqua up here. So again, you could skip the electric blue if you wanted to. So there's 2 ways to do that combo. But again, that is a super common combo all over this page. Okay, so that's combo 3. I will be right back with combo number 4. All right, the next combo we're going to look at will be, you'll see it in the leaf here, this leaf here, here, and here. And that is cream, electric blue, and light aqua. So here we go. So let me come back over here on this page. We're going to do, let's do something over here. Okay. So again, you want to start out with the cream. Make sure that's in the camera. I'm sorry, it's so far over to the right. And then we will take the electric blue, being very gentle with it. And then aqua. My favorite Prismacolor pencil ever. I'd like buy 5 of these at a time because I go through them so much. Okay, we'll bring that electric blue back in here, mix it up a little bit. Go real light at the top. And then we'll bring in the cream. And what's nice is this cream over this blue offers kind of a greenish hue. It creates that greenish color because blue and yellow make green, Kim. So there you go. So that's real easy. And what you could do here, if you've got this element, is you could take your sepia and you could come in with your sepia over that, or you could use moss green, or you could just leave it alone and not color it at all. But that is your cream, electric blue, and aqua. I always try to make sure that that aqua is more, I said the electric blue is lighter, but for some reason today it's coloring a little more vibrant than it has been. So I want to make sure the aqua is the dominant color in that combo. Yeah, so I think that's it. So that will be this color combo right here. So next we'll come back with color combo 5. Okay, the next combo we have, you'll see here, it's a 4-color combo. It is white, light aqua, moss green, and sepia. It's 4 colors. Don't be afraid. It's super easy. You'll also see that I used it on the outline like here, and actually that looks like cream. Yeah, that does look like cream, light aqua, but you could use that. So like for the outline of some of these leaves, you can use different variations or different color combos. So on this color combo here, you could see I used the cream, moss green, and sepia. So you just vary up your color combos. But right now we're going to focus on this one, which is white, light aqua, moss green, and sepia. So let's try, let me see if I can get something down here. Okay, I've got okay, there we go. So we'll try, again, I'm going to put the white down first. And then we've got the light aqua. I'm going to do the light aqua very lightly up into the white. Then the moss green. I'll bring that all the way down. And then the sepia. And you know, these colors didn't come from a color palette. I just grabbed them from my pencil set to see, kind of to challenge myself to see what I could do with them. And I liked it so much. And that's when I thought, oh, I'll make this a reverse color along for everybody. So now I'm bringing the moss green back up over the sepia. Now I'm going to be sure and take the aqua all the way down over that moss green and sepia. Bring it up here and again be very light into the white area. Because the thing about it is, by adding that little bit of pigment from this pencil, that gives the white pencil some color to push around and blend a little bit. So that's all there is to that one. It's really super easy. So white, light aqua, moss green, and sepia. You could even go in afterwards and really anchor that sepia. So what I was just talking about before is using a different color combo on the outside. Well, let's do that real quick and see what that looks like. So we'll go back to our first combo, number 1, which was white. But remember, we used the mulberry. Right? And then we brought in the sepia. And don't be worried that you have sepia here and here, because you have aqua over your sepia, and we're going to do mulberry over your sepia on this one. So we'll darken that just a little bit. Now we're going to bring in the mulberry. But this is when it's fun. And don't feel like you have to follow my combos exactly. You certainly can if you want to. That's what this video is for. But have fun and create your own variations and mix it up. So you can see here, this is an example of how I would mix up 2 combos on the facing page. And then this is where I would bring in the black. You can see how that white over this, it kind of, we lost the illustration line. So I'd bring in the black and just kind of carefully draw over that. And you can see my line's a little thick there, but it's okay. I might draw over that leaf, again, just to preserve the illustration lines. So yeah, there's that. That is combo number 5, and also showing you how to use an alternate combo for the outline of the leaf, which is what you see, like I said, here. Where did it go? Like here, you have a different combo. Here you have a different combo, things like that. Okay, with that, let's go to, I have to count, combo number 6. Combo number 6, I don't have all over the page as much, maybe just in a handful of spots, but it's this leaf right here. I'm going from cream to mulberry to sepia. And I love how that sepia with the mulberry over it takes on almost an orangey brown color. So this combo is super easy. It's only 3 pencils. I've got it here on the cheat sheet for you. So let's find a spot over here on the facing page and try to color that. I think what I'm going to do, we're going to color this door. So again, we're going to lay down a little bit of the cream first on this one. And then I'm going to come in, we'll just go over the doorknob. This will be a really pretty door, right? Looks like a Moroccan kind of style house on a tree. So I'm just going very lightly up into the cream, not all the way to the top, but definitely bringing the mulberry all the way down to the bottom of the door. And then I'll bring in the sepia, the bottom. And again, I might curve it up around the sides. And what's fun about these, definitely bring the mulberry over the sepia. That's what will give it that orangey color. Oh my gosh, y'all, I just lied to you. I was looking at that going, why is that not orange? It's moss green. Sorry. We're going to do this one right here. Calling an audible. I was like, something's wrong. This is what happens when I start to chat. And yeah, so let's pretend and start over. But what I was going to say is that one of the things that I've really enjoyed seeing and hearing back from you guys is how you take these cheat sheets, and maybe you don't necessarily, like maybe you don't have this book, but you take these cheat sheets and you use these color combos in other pages and other coloring books, and how fun that's been. And I've loved seeing when y'all tagged me these pictures online that are just gorgeous with these combos. So I've seen people use them in mandalas, people use them on just, gosh, all sorts of different pages. And that's been a lot of fun. So I'm so glad y'all are enjoying these. I'm going to definitely keep doing these, so don't worry about that. Now there you go. Now that's the orangey look I was talking about. Because I was thinking, wow, that looks awfully similar to what we already did. Okay, my name is Kim. I am easily distracted. Hi, Kim. Okay, so we're just taking the mulberry. Sorry, I'm not being very good with my lines today, you guys. But you know I color kind of fast and sloppy in these videos. And then I'm going to bring it up here pretty light. And now we're going to take the cream. And the cream over the mulberry also, of course, adds an orangey sort of hue to the combo. But isn't that pretty? Ignore this one. Look at this one. Don't look over there. Look over here. There you go. Yeah. So you guys know I'm not perfect. I just do my best. And I just sit here and I hit record and we'll see what happens. So there you go. And again, this is an example where we could take another color combo. Let's see. We can do light aqua, moss green, sepia. We could go, since we have cream at the top, cream. And we could use, oh, I'm on the wrong door. See? Moss green. And then sepia down here. But I want you guys to see how I'm mixing up these combos on the other page. Just doing different things with the colors. Just having fun with them. And then with this aqua, we'll just bring that up here. Yeah. And then you could always go in with the sepia and do the little dots, or you could use a white Posca for those dots because those are tiny. Again, this is where I would bring in the black pencil and bring back that line art. Now, I always do this at the end because now if I were to color this space and I've already used the black pencil, especially if it's a light color, I mean, I guess almost everything's light compared to the black, you could end up inadvertently pulling that black pencil into that. So save, if you've already colored everything around it, like here, you can go ahead and do the outline, but this outline that's touching a space that hasn't been colored, I would wait until that's been colored before I did that. Okay, that is combo 6. Next, we'll be back with combo 7. Okay, this, excuse me, this last combo is, I labeled it tree background. This is all of these spaces with all the little dots, excuse me, in the background. So this I did a little differently, and I apologize because I do have a bonus color I added at the last minute, which is 30% French gray. I don't know why I pulled this color, but I did. So I colored the whole shape in French gray. And then I lightly, you can see I didn't even burnish it, lightly colored the mulberry over the whole shape. And then I did the light aqua, and then I did the mulberry back over the aqua to make it purpley. But there's a base layer of French gray on that. So let's see if we can come over here. And it might be hard to emulate it on this side without similar shapes. But let me see if I could do something maybe in this little section here. So basically, like if I was doing these 4 shapes here, let's pretend this is the tree background. It's just a very light layer of 30% French gray. So I'm just doing these 4 tiles. What is that? And then what I did, I took the, oops, that's sepia, mulberry, and I went so super light over that, the whole section. Okay, so I'm not even getting very dark with it. You can see there, that's dark. This is super light. And then around the outline, I took the light aqua. And I didn't, sometimes I just outlined one side. I didn't outline the whole thing. You could, you know, whatever you prefer, do it that way. And then I went back over it with the mulberry again, light, and it gave it sort of the purpley feel to it. And that's really all I did. So I didn't go very dark on either of these. You could go darker if you wanted a more emphasized border. You could go a little darker. Yeah. So there you go. You could do it that way if you wanted to. But basically that's it. And then at the end, let's come back over here and look at that again. So you can see it in all of these sections here. And at the end, after it was all done, and I was using the Posca pen, I just splatted little dots in those areas. Because again, we've got all of these little dots up here at the top that look like they're being released from the tree. So I just kind of imagined in my head that maybe those dots live in these little in-between spaces. Yeah, so that's all there is to that. So you can see here, I outlined almost like at that edge. Here I outlined with the blue along this edge, that edge. So, but yet up here, I did kind of the whole area in an outline. So just, you know, whatever feels right or looks right to you, do it that way, because there's no wrong way to do this. Okay, I think that is our last combo. So let me come back and we'll talk about the Distress Ink background and the bottom of the tree a little bit. Okay, so one thing I do include on the cheat sheets are the Ranger Distress Ink colors that I use. So Shabby Shutters, Peeled Paint, and also Forest Moss. You can see those right here. I will put a link in my description for you guys for those. And again, you can see most of it, a lot of it is the Shabby Shutters, which is this yellowish color here. You see it all over the place. And then the Peeled Paint, and it looks like the Forest Moss is mostly on the outside edges and in the corners. And then the Peeled Paint is the slightly darker green you see in here. And again, I had colored the entire tree first and then came back in with the Distress Ink at the end. Now, like I said, I will put a link to that video and how to do that in the description, so I'm not leaving you hanging, but the process is the same. I'm just stamping all over the place and going crazy. No rhyme or reason. Now, the only thing that is not just, so this looks like the tree, make sure that's in the video. Oh yeah, okay. So this section here, this looks like a little door, like you could see through the tree. This right here is not the Distress Ink. This is actually the cream pencil that I used in here. You could do the Distress Ink. Had I thought about it, that would have actually probably been better. So here, to get a little illumination, I've got cream, and then I just colored a little bit of aqua around the edge, and then took the cream around that to give it that illumination. I did not put that combo over here. I forgot, but I can show you real quick how to get that same effect. So let's see. If this is cream, and then maybe I have the aqua, but then I'm coloring the cream, just really smearing it around like that. That gives you that sort of glow, like there's something in the house. And maybe even there's a little moss green in there. I can't tell for sure, but definitely this up here is the cream and aqua. So I'm sorry I did not write that down, but I think there I actually messed up. So if you just take the cream and aqua and carry that through there, I think that will be beautiful. I didn't talk about the little mouse. He was just sort of an afterthought with moss green and cream. He almost blends in and you don't see him, and maybe that's his goal. So I think that's it for this page. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. But yeah, just have fun with the Posca pen. You can see I added lots of little dots and elements on the leaves themselves, little highlight lines, dots here, outline these guys down here. But that's really it. These are very straightforward combos. They're super easy. I hope that made sense. But please reach out if you have any questions on how to do these combos. And I think with that, we're done. Thank you for watching. And don't forget to check the coffee link for the cheat sheet in the description below. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.